Hey there, Ellie here, and welcome to a new video of useless facts about Oddworld. This is a series of videos where I go through some facts about Oddworld that are useless. For this useless fact video, I want to go through two big topics. One about age rating of the Oddworld games, and one talking about how many game console has Oddworld game each. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting with the age rating topic. In USA, every single Oddworld game has received the T14 age rating by ESRB, with the exception of the Oddworld games for Game Boy that has received the E for Everyone age rating. End of story. Well, in Europe, the story is a bit more complicated and bizarre. You see, when age rating first became a thing in Europe, every game shipped to Europe were rated by a company named ILSPA. The way how they did their age rating was that no age rating was shown on the front cover, but you had to turn onto the back cover and you would see the age rating shown in a bit of a specific age group. For Apes Odyssey, you can see that you need to be 11 plus to be able to play Apes Odyssey. Apes Exodus also received the exact same treatment, as it was also rated by ILSPA. But here's where it gets a bit bizarre. You see, back in the day, when a PlayStation game gets more than 500,000 copies sold, it would get qualified to be re-released on the store as a platinum cover, to show that this game is a bestseller. And since Apes Odyssey sold 3.5 million copies, it was no surprise that Odyssey received a platinum cover. And obviously, the platinum version has also been rated by ILSPA, where you can again see the age rating on the behind of the cover. But when it comes to Apes Exodus, for some reason I don't seem to have seen a platinum cover of Apes Exodus, considering that this game sold 800,000 copies. Turns out that there was actually a platinum cover made for Exodus, but they just didn't make a lot of copies of it, which means that this is sort of a rare version of it. When ILSPA rated the platinum version, they rated it as 3+. Huh? Wait. What made them change their mind from rating this game from 11 to 3? Okay, let's just discuss this for another time, probably. You may also see that ILSPA has made a new type of age rating logo, where the age rating is shown in the front cover instead of in the back cover. Munch's Odyssey for Xbox has also been rated by ILSPA, and you can see that it also has the age rating shown in the front as 11+. But this one I own doesn't look the same, as for some reason this one I have has a orange-yellow rectangular box that only says 11. It's unknown if it's also rated by ILSPA or another company. What makes it even more confusing is that there's also some other covers that has both the ILSPA age rating and the orange age rating as well. And you may tell yourself, well, that's probably because you're showing the re-released cover. No, because there's also some re-released cover that only has the ILSPA age rating. Moving on to the Game Boy games, Oddworld Adventures for Game Boy has been rated 11+ by ILSPA. What's wrong with you, ILSPA? For Oddworld Adventures 2, the game is rated... I don't really know. I can't seem to see any age rating in the boxes at all. So I had to do some research on the internet, and it seems like it was rated 7+ in Europe. For Munch's Odyssey for Game Boy Advance, This is the first Oddworld game that was not rated by ILSPA, but by PEGI instead, which is the company that age rates video games for Europe from now on. Stranger's Wrath was also the major Oddworld game that also got rated by PEGI as PEGI 12. But these two Oddworld games were the first Oddworld and only Oddworld games with this type of PEGI age rating with the black and white look. Until many years later, when PEGI decided to change the age rating logos with these colorful one. The first Oddworld game that received a colorful PEGI age rating logo is Munch's Odyssey for Nintendo Switch. Technically it was Oddworld New and Tasty for PlayStation 3 that was first, but for some reason I can't find any sources of a physical cover with the PEGI age rating. Although I'm not wrong about this, because we did indeed see Oddworld New and Tasty being rated with the orange PEGI 12 age rating. The closest I can find is New and Tasty for Nintendo Switch that does have the orange PEGI 12 age rating logo. Interestingly enough, Oddworld Soulstorm was very close to get a PEGI 16 age rating. We saw this first when they revealed to us the collector's edition for the first time, and we could see in the cover that it had a PEGI 16 age rating. But when the final game came out, it got a PEGI 12 age rating instead. I guess Oddworld inhabitants wanted every game to be PEGI 12. Last thing I want to talk about age rating before moving on. Munch's Odyssey for Android has received a PEGI 7 age rating when it first came out, which is weird because the Android version is the exact same version as the Xbox version that is rated PEGI 12, at least according to PEGI. Later on, Oddworld inhabitants changed this so that it has the exact same age rating. That was all for age rating. Let's move on to the next big topic. PlayStation and Xbox has a rich history regarding with Oddworld. I would like to start with PlayStation showing how many PlayStation console has Oddworld games. PlayStation 1 is straightforward as it received Ape's Odyssey and Ape's Exodus. PlayStation 2 has received nothing. Sorry, my boy. PlayStation 3 has received Ape's Odyssey and Ape's Exodus as a digital PlayStation 1 title, Munch's Odyssey HD, Stranger's Wrath HD, and Oddworld New and Tasty. And if we should also count digital bundles, we also got Oddworld the Oddbox, Oddworld 8 Box, Oddworld Stranger Box, and if we should also count physical bundle, we also got the New and Tasty Collector's Edition. Wow, this console received a lot of love from Oddworld. PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 together has received Oddworld Ape's Odyssey, Oddworld Ape's Exodus, Oddworld New and Tasty, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, and Oddworld Soulstorm. And of course it also received the Oddworld Soulstorm Collector's Edition. PSP has received Oddworld Ape's Odyssey and Oddworld Ape's Exodus as a digital PS1 title. PlayStation Vita has received Oddworld Ape's Odyssey, Oddworld Ape's Exodus, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, Oddworld New and Tasty. And if we should count digital bundle, we also have Oddworld 8 Box, and physical bundles, there was also the limited edition Munch's Odyssey, which had so many cool stuff inside. Comparing this list I made, we can see that PlayStation 3 is the one that received the most love from Oddworld, with the Vita being the second one. When it comes to Xbox, it is a bit more straightforward. The original Xbox received Munch's Odyssey and Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Xbox 360 received nothing. Xbox One and Xbox Series X has together received Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, Oddworld New and Tasty, and Oddworld Soulstorm. And then there was also the deluxe edition of Oddworld New and Tasty, and of course, it also received the collector's edition of Oddworld Soulstorm. That was all for Xbox. Short and sweet and straightforward. When it comes to Nintendo, they don't really have a lot of history with Oddworld. as the only Nintendo games that has received an Oddworld game is Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Wii U, and Nintendo Switch. And I could pretty much just expand this list with saying which game it has and what bundle it has. But I think what I want to expand instead is the amount of Nintendo consoles you can play on. You see, these aren't the only Nintendo consoles you can play Oddworld games on, as you can play on other Nintendo consoles thanks to backward compatibility and certain adapters. Let me show you. The first Nintendo console is Super Nintendo. With the Super Game Boy adapter, you can be able to play Oddworld Adventures and Oddworld Adventures 2 directly on your Super Nintendo console. Next one is Nintendo GameCube. Similar to Super Nintendo, GameCube also has an adapter called Game Boy Player that allows you to play literally any Game Boy game on your GameCube. That means you can play Oddworld Adventures 2, and Oddworld Monster's Odyssey for GBA directly on your GameCube. Next one is Nintendo DS and Nintendo DS Lite. Since these two DS consoles are backwards compatible with Game Boy Advance games, that means you can play Oddworld Monster's Odyssey for GBA directly on your Nintendo DS. Now the reason why I'm specifying Nintendo DS and Nintendo DS Lite is because the later model Nintendo DSi and Nintendo DSi XL does not have the Game Boy Advance backwards compatibility. So if you want to play Monster's Odyssey on your Nintendo DS, you have to do it on either Nintendo DS or Nintendo DS Lite. Technically, there's also Nintendo 3DS that can play Game Boy Advance games, even though you can directly put a Game Boy Advance cartridge on it. But data miners found out that the 3DS can actually play Game Boy Advance games natively, which in theory means you can actually play Monster's Odyssey on the 3DS. But since there's no official way you can do this other than hacking, I don't think I should count the 3DS. Next console is Nintendo Switch 2. Since this console is fully backward compatible with Nintendo Switch game, you can pretty much play any Oddworld games released for the Switch originally on the Switch 2. And that was all the Nintendo consoles you can play Oddworld games on. And also, the end of my second big topic. Phew, that was a lot. Okay, let's go on the usual useless facts. Starting up next is in Ape's Exodus. You know the shaman here that grants you the yellow ring, which normally you can't reach to by yourself. But using some fly hacks, you can actually reach him. And if you hit him, he will actually get angry at you and pretty much turn into a normal Madokan. Even when you say hi to him, he gets angry. Until you say sorry and tell him to follow you. He'll just follow you like a normal Madokan. But when you say work to him, the game crashes. Yep. So don't bother approaching him at all. Up next is, did you know that the skybox seen in the Scrapania level in Ape's Odyssey is a skybox? For those who don't know what I mean, a skybox is a giant sphere with a sky texture that covers the whole level. If this can be seen in this transition right here, where you can, if you look closely, you can see that the sky kind of moves along with the camera movement, kind of like as a giant sphere. So this confirms that the sky isn't a flat background. Up next is Oddworld New and Tasty. In the Scrapania level, there are some wanted sign of Abe, and if you look closely, you can see that it says wanted Abe dead or dead, when it normally should be dead or alive. Man, New and Tasty has a lot of hilarious details in the background. Up next is Astrobot. You may know the inclusion of Abe and 2 more Modokans being added to the game. But the problem is, the 2 Modokans have the same skin color pattern as Abe and even has Stitches as well. So the problem is that when you see them in the crash site, you don't really know who's who. So what I did is I opened up a new save file, saved each Mudokon one by one, and saw where they went in the crash site. And here's the answer of who's who. This is Abe, this is Mudokon follower, and this is Mudokon minion. Up next is Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. You see that fire crate there? If you jump on it, it'll make a familiar metallic sound effect to you. I'll play the clip for you now. Did it sound familiar to you? I'll play it again for you. This is the sample that was also used in the tension music for the Slick Barracks in Oddworld Ape's Exodus. Up next is Alpha Tim came to me personally on Discord and showed me this. Using the free camera tool in Oddworld Soulstorm, we can see that Slogs has a textured a-hole in their model. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's safe for me to show on YouTube, especially since I know there are some kids watching my content. Okay, next. Last one is Dr. Sleek came once again back to me with some facts that really opened my mind. In the PC version of Ape's Exodus, take a look at this background. Now take a look at it in the PS1 version. See anything different? Well, comparing them side by side, we can see that the slurp box is missing in the PS1 version. That's not all. Look at the shadows here. They're not even the same in the both versions. That's not the only difference in both versions. Dr. Sleek also told me that this cutscene here is completely different in both versions. Let me show you. In the PS1 version, the first Mudokon falls down, then the second one falls and lays on the ground. The first one looks up, takes a step to the right, and the second one trips a little bit. Then when Ape trips down, the Mudokon lays down, reacts too late to stand up and help Ape. But in the PC version, the first Mudokon falls down, then the second Mudokon falls down, but doesn't lay down. The first one looks up, takes a step to the right, looks at the Mudokon that was about to fall on him, and shrugs at him. Then the Mudokon shrugs back at him. Then when Ape was about to fall down, the Mudokon reacts a bit early than usual, but it doesn't succeed. Although Dr. Sleek points out that it was probably him who pushed Ape to the ground. I don't think so. Comparing this side by side, this is completely differently animated. They're not even the same cutscene at all. And it's something you don't really see by yourself because this cutscene happens so fast. Last fact for today, and also from Dr. Sleek, is about this. In Ape's Odyssey, whenever you enter a door, there is this special transition effects that happens whenever you go in and out of a door. And you may think, what about it? Well, the problem is about this door right here. Take a look at how the transition effects plays in the PC version. Now take a look at how it plays in the PlayStation 1 version. For some reason, This door here is the only door in the Paramonian Temple that has a different transition effect in both versions. Which is weird, because the rest of the door has the exact same transition effect in both versions. But for some reason, this door to the right is the only one that has a different transitioning effect. And that was all I had. Phew! That sure was a lot to go through. And this is also my longest useless facts video I've made so far. So, thanks a lot for watching through the end. If you have a useless fact you want to tell me, you can comment them down below, or you can tag me on my Twitter account if you want to show me something through an image or a video. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.